Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx, and let's see what Slavia will answer for our suggestion to go to the forest. Slavia looked at me with surprise. Well, you know, it's just sometimes... Okay, let's go! I wasn't expecting such a quick response and I had no idea how to finish my sentence. I was just going to tell her about my feeling I get sometimes when you want to go somewhere outside of your comfort zone. At least for a while, at least for a couple of hours. I used to do this before quite often, visiting foreign districts or even neighboring cities. New places and sceneries called my heart and helped to realize that the world is not limited by my apartment walls or the daily route to university or the workplace. And thus there are people who are doing better or worse than me. And so my typical problems are not as bad as they appear to be. I suddenly smiled. What? Nothing, I just remembered. Never mind, let's go. We headed to the forest, still holding hands. Eventually we came to a glade, probably the one where we sat an hour ago, or it could be a different one, as I couldn't distinguish one from another. Here? Slavia gave me a questioning look. Oh, let's go further. Okay. After another half an hour of wandering through the forest, we came to a small lake. What a nice place. You're right. Slavia smiled enigmatically. Then I suggest we stop here. Nice place. I put the sleeping bag on the ground and sat on it. Slavia did the same. And what are we going to do? I don't know, it was your idea to go into the forest. Yeah, mine. I had to make a decision once again. Well, I had absolutely no idea what could we do. We could talk, for example. But about what? Oh, come on, don't get so anxious. Slavia laughed. I'm not. I can see you are. Well, it's just because... It's fine. As you say. I sighed and stared at the ground. Maybe you can tell me about yourself? Well, there is nothing really to talk about. It's impossible that there could be nothing of interest in person's life at all. How so? I'm an example of that. You just... She hesitated. Could it be that you are not telling me something? Like what? I don't know. Like you're hiding something from me? But why would I do? Why would I? How would I know? You'd know better. Well, I don't. You said it like... How? Not right. Slavia laughed again. I'm sure that anyone but her would not be so calm here. Okay, so what do you want me to talk about? Well, tell me about yourself. Anything interesting that happened in your life. Right now I was definitely sure that there was nothing interesting in my life at all. Okay, let me think. I met a smart face. When I was a kid, like 5 or 6 years old I guess, there was a small hut near my family's country house. A solid one, made from wooden boards, with tar paper roof, so it could be used as a bomb shelter in case of war. So one day I was sitting on top of it with somebody and suddenly fell off. And there were beds of strawberries behind it. And during those split seconds that I was falling, I thought that's it, the Grim Reaper had come for me, and my entire life ran through my head. A life just 6 years long, but still. So I fell onto those beds, and obviously didn't feel anything as there was plenty of soft ground there. So that's the story. Slavia laughed. But that's so silly. I didn't think so at the time. And what about now? I don't know. I guess it is. Fine. Tell me something else. You will call that silly too. No, I won't. Yeah. I started thinking again. Also, I once fell into a pond from a bridge and almost drowned. Your stories are all? Slavia said in an annoyed tone. I told you, there isn't much to talk about, so I told you the first story that came to my mind. Speaking of which, the lake. Slavia looked at the water. Let's go swimming. I'm not really fond of that. I don't even have anything to swim in. Oh, come on. She gave me a captivating smile. Well, I don't know really. Of course I was eager to agree, but I still hesitated. Oh, come on. Slavia laughed and ran off to the lake, unbuttoning her shirt on the way. Well, I stood up from the sleeping bag and slowly headed her way. When I came closer, Sylvia was already splashing the lake with her clothes left lying around. Come here! Well, I'm not sure if I want to. I mumbled slowly. Come on, it's fun in here! She didn't seem to feel awkward about my presence at all. Well, I wanted to turn away at first. But here's the question, what is more appropriate here? If Sava thinks it's okay and I act awkwardly, won't it offend her? But that isn't the most important thing now. I didn't bring my swimming trunks. I guess that wasn't the most suitable excuse at the moment. So, neither did I! Sava said with the voice a level quieter. Don't be afraid. I am not, there is nothing to be afraid of. So get in! I didn't know what to say. If Olga Dimitrievna would see that, you are so fucked. I probably wanted to comply, but with everything happening some other way. Not in such a spontaneous and random manner. And really, why is Slava so friendly to me? Or is there something more to it than that? Then I really don't get it. It's up to you, she said disappointedly. Light the fire then. What for? Because when I get out, I will need a way to dry myself. Oh yeah, fine. I quickly went back to the sleeping bag, picking up branches on my way. Collecting firewood wasn't a problem at all, but how do I light the fire? I had neither a matchbox nor a lighter. Like every educated person, I knew that it's impossible to do it by rubbing one stick against the other, but I've never done this before. Well, I had no other ideas. I started to drill one stick into another slowly. I was lucky that sticks were dry now, because otherwise I'd have no chance at all. Actually, I was quite skeptical about my chances, but after just about a minute some smoke appeared and a faint fire flared up, dying out a moment later. At least it was clear that I could handle this way of starting a fire. It took me another 20 minutes of suffering, but in the end I had a small fire burning next to the sleeping bag. I was throwing more sticks into it lazily. This is how it turns out. Man can adapt to anything, and so I could probably even survive in a snowy forest. My survivalist thoughts were interrupted by Slavia, who suddenly appeared right above me. Wow, you're good. I lifted my gaze and quickly turned away. She was wearing a shirt, but thanks to its dampness it wasn't hiding much. It wasn't a problem in the leg, but it's quite different when she's so close. One wouldn't get lost with you. Slavia sat with her back against mine. I hope it will dry you off quickly. Somehow I was hoping so too. So what? What? I asked with a muffled voice. Tell me something else. I don't know really. I felt like something was stuck in my throat. Storytelling was definitely out of question. You've gotten so stiff suddenly. Really? Why would I? It's nothing, just... I had a feeling that I won't be able to just sit like that any longer. Animal instincts were clouding my mind. You think this is normal? What? Sitting like this? What's wrong with it? Seems like Slavia really didn't understand. Well, you are... Do you really not get it? I sighed helplessly. Well, I'm not really sure. Her voice sounded cunning. What do you think? Well, maybe we shouldn't hold back. Her words flashed through my head. She's giving her consent. So they are not holding back! Didn't expect such a thing, actually, from the story. Alright, something wonderful happened between us, something that I couldn't even dream of 6 days ago. Maybe here it is, the reason for me being in this camp. That was amazing. Yeah. For a while we just lay close to each other. It's getting chilly. Hang on. I unfolded the sleeping bag and we got inside her together. Slavia rested her head on my shoulder. Mind if I take a quick nap? I just feel so tired. Sure, go ahead. Soon her breathing became deep and steady. The wind quietly rustled the leaves on the trees around us. The grass was swaying next to us, and tiny bugs buzzed annoying overhead. Suddenly I realized that was the best place I have ever seen in my life. Thinking that, I fell asleep. I opened my eyes and saw the top of an oak roaring above. A strong wind had risen, chilling me to the bone. The full moon was staring right at me. Night has fallen. I couldn't really tell what time it was, but it didn't matter much. Slavia was still asleep. I tucked the sleeping bag around her cozily, got dressed and headed to the lake. I was really thirsty and there weren't any other options available. Besides, I don't think the water here is poisonous. We're not around Chernobyl or anything. Are you sure? At least I want to believe that. I scooped up some water and eagerly dipped my face into my hands. The water tasted so good that it felt like it came from a spring, not a lake. My reflection stared at me, blurred in the water and touched by the moonlight. It seemed to be smiling. Weird, I didn't even notice. Overjoyed, I headed back, fully intending to sleep till morning, and a twig snapped nearby. I turned to see what made the noise and saw someone behind a tree. "Who's there?" I called out, worried. "There is no need to scream like that." The voice seemed familiar. I came closer and saw Lena. "What are you doing here?" "Taking a walk." "At this time?" "What, I can't?" "No, it's just strange." I leaned against a tree and pondered. She's definitely here for a reason. Besides, we barely made it here. You can't reach this lake on a walk. And even at night, Slavia sleeping a dozen steps away was in a clear view. And? What? Were you going to say anything? Am I supposed to? Up to you. I don't get what you're saying. Okay. Been here for a while? Well, not that long. How long is that? Not long. Lena snapped. Alright. Is that all? I don't know. We stood silently a while longer. You should probably get back. Slavia will get caught. So. It was hard not to see. If you think that... Well, what am I supposed to think, huh? Seems as clear as day. I guess. So you're not going to say anything. What is there to say? After your show at the square today, words don't seem to be needed. There was no show. We just... It's like I'm justifying myself to her. That's none of your business anyway. Exactly. It's your business. Just be careful, watch out. What are you talking about? If everything comes to you so easily, you probably won't value it much. So you should. I don't get it. Well, like Slavia. Bam! This time it's magical, and then you do it another time, and another, and then you get tired of it. Maybe. Lena paused. That's what I'm saying. You need to cherish what you have, even if you don't put much effort into getting it. If you think I'm treating this like a game, you are totally wrong. Exactly. This is not a game. I don't think that. But it's possible. Besides, how about staying out of the things that are not of your business? I'm just giving you advice. I don't remember asking for it. I think you should pay more attention to what you're doing and planning to do, so you don't feel any torturing regrets later on. Looks like this is starting to sound like a treat. It really is. Well, maybe so. Lena said mysteriously. So you... No, not at all. Not now, to be precise. She added in a whisper. Lena turned and headed into the depths of the forest. I didn't stop her. When she was almost gone from sight, I noticed something in her hand blinking in the moonlight. What a strange girl. I sighed and returned to Slavia. The warmth of her body kept me from the cold of the night. I hope I was keeping Slavia warm as well. Day 7? There's day 7? God damn it, so many days. Okay, I woke up with first rays of the sun because of the cold. Obviously the sleeping bag was warm and it had enough time to be covered with hoarfrost, but still it was a novelty for me to spend the night in a forest. Carefully in order to avoid waking Slavia, I go out of the bag. The fresh morning air finally dispelled my drowsiness and the serenity of last night swept over me. I guess it was the happiest moment of my life. Intimacy, tenderness, love, passion, all those emotions interlinked in me during those short hours. I looked at Slavia and she was beautiful. Her face was set in a motionless expression of absolute tranquility and peacefulness. I guess that's how angels sleep. As I had no wish to wake her up, I just sat down by her side and observed the way the morning began. Nature. The fresh dew, light wind, dancing trees, and patches of sunlight on the water used to be alien to me yesterday. The concrete jungles of a huge city were the only forests I'd known before. And if someone had told me that I could just sit and enjoy things like that, despite the night cool and annoying mosquitoes, without computer or internet, I definitely wouldn't have believed them. Good morning. I looked at Slavia. Morning, did you sleep well? Better than ever. Me too. She reached out and kissed me. The kiss seemed everlasting and I just dissolved in her. A break because the word is used in the title. I'm slow. Having breakfast would be great. Slavia finally spoke, letting go of me. Yeah, I guess so. Do you know what time is it now? No, but I think it's still early. I hope the canteen is already open. I'm so hungry. Me too. We got our things and walked to the camp, holding hands. The canteen was indeed open, and strangely, we were its first visitors. It wasn't a surprise that breakfast wasn't all that luxurious. Oatmeal, 2 eggs, dry bread, and watery tea, and let's end the episode here and see you in the next one. Bye.